Hemostasis, right? Mechanism is most effective in injured small vessels like capillaries. This is true. So our clotting cascade, right, it works like the hemostasis, or when we are trying to prevent the loss of blood from blood vessels. It's easier when we have capillaries as compared to, let's say, the aorta. The aorta is very hard, guys. Or let's say you did the largest blood vessel you can think about is very hard as compared to small blood vessels. It will be easier just to form those kind of fibrin meshes. Then B, so A is true. B, accumulation of blood in tissue as a result of uh, a bleeding vessel is called hematoma. This is true, right? A hematoma, let me just show you what a hematoma looks like. This slide, this is a good slide. This is the slide which we use to form our videos, right? Let me show you the hematoma. This one, hematoma. Can you see? There's a purplish blotch showing us that there's a ruptured artery. So it's a hematoma. You can actually see the blood. Hematoma. Alright, then C, von Willebrand factor is involved. This is true. Von Willebrand factor, right? Let me just show you this thing. This is the von Willebrand factor, right? Von Willebrand factor, it helps us in activation of the intrinsic pathway. Let me just show you. I'll send the slides. They are very simple, but you need some orientation. Let me show you. Where are you? Van Willebrand factor. Yeah, this Van Willebrand factor. Can you see it? When you want to know about the primary hemostasis, this is the table to go. It's very simple and straight to the point. Don't worry yourself on everything else. Just look at this table and you'll be okay. This table. Just showing us how we form the platelet plug. This table. These are the Van Willebrand factors. They're helping us to stick to the blood vessel on collagen so that we do not ooze out our blood. So yeah, was there a question? I think I'm not taking note of my questions. Let me see. May you kindly share the slides? It's okay. I'll share the slides. All right. So let's get back to it. By 10 we should be done. Maximum 10. All right. Then thrombin is not important in hemostasis. This is false. Say that thrombin is involved in the coagulation cascade or the forming of a clot. Lack of factor 8 causes hemophilia. This is true. Hemophilia, we need in hemophilia it's like a autosomal disease in which they do not have factor 8. Right, let me just show you. If you remember, if you maybe have heard about it, the famous lineage of queens of England, they had problems with their von Willebrand factor, right? They had hemophilia. You just read these slides, guys. They have everything you may be asked on blood physiology, and they are simple because we kind of modified them. So you just check here. It's actually there. Which explains everything, that the von Willebrand factor and stuff. But we have to move. Then it causes hemophilia. It's actually true. Are there any questions before we just keep on cruising? Just taking a question for 1 to 2 minutes, then we move. Are there any questions? And is it making sense? It should make sense. You have an exam on Friday, so make sure that you know the basics of everything, the basics of hematology, in which when I just say hematology, I'm just saying just know the basics. When that in blood we have red blood cells, white blood cells and stuff, and that plasma contains more water than it does cells, right? Those basics. So are there any questions, or should move? Any questions, or we should vamos? Should we move? Are there any questions, guys? No questions. So number 12, the following thank you so much for this presentation. It's okay, we're just helping each other. The following are polymorphonuclear granulocytes. So from the name poly, right, polymorph, it means many forms, many structures. So many structures of the nucleus, right? And granular, it means that their nucleus, inside the cell, they have granules. They are polymorpho granulocytes. They have granules, they contain granules. Let me just show you the polymorpho granular. I think it's this one. I don't know. I just want you to appreciate that these things, they make sense if you see them. Where are you? I think it's not this slide. There's a slide which has everything about polymorpho granular. Look, yeah, this one. It's another slide. I'll send you guys this one so that you can. Yeah, these are the polymorpho nuclear granulocytes. They have granules. Can you see? They are polymorphing, like the polymorphal nucleus. Can you see that the nucleus has many shapes, polymorph, many structures, and the cytoplasm has many granules. Granuloleucocytes is a white blood cell. So polymorphonuclear leukocyte. We have neutrophils, eosinophils, and basophils. Those are the three answers. Everything else is false. So when they say the following are polymorphonuclear granulocytes, it means they are white blood cells. We have neutrophils, eosinophils, and lastly basophils. I want you to appreciate and see everything. Yeah, let's move. I'll not give you. We'll just have questions at the end. The following are antigen presenting cells. So antigen presenting cells are just cells which present to the immune system a foreign particle, right? A foreign particle. So we have mainly three things which helps us to identify that this thing is foreign. Right? We have B cells. Why did we say B cells? B cells, right? They have receptors which, when they bud off, they form antibodies, right? And these receptors, they help us to kind of glue. Let me just show you the things. The things are very simple if you can just see them. Let me show you. Do I have B cells here? I wanted to show you B cells so that you can just see that these things are not hard. They make sense. They make sense, but the way we are just taught makes it complicated. But yeah, these ones. These are the B cells. The B cells, can you see? They are also antigen presenting. Can you see now? They are presenting an antigen here. The B cell. It's been activated and it also presents an antigen. It presents an antigen and it activates helper T cells. So this is how your immune system works. We have an antigen presenting cell, right, which are just cells which helps the immune system to show it that there is something wrong. Then when it shows a B cell, which is a white blood cell, right, the B cell now, it then presents its antigen to a helper T cell. The helper T cell now, it helps the B cell to form antibodies. And when we learned before, we said antibodies are the soldiers of the immune system and stuff. But these antibodies, they just kind of enclose the maybe the virus, the pathogen, and help to opsonize or destroy it or paralyze it. So B cells are antigen presenting cells, and dendritic cells are also antigen presenting cells, because they have many, like when you say a dendrite, you're saying something that has many fibers. I don't have a image near front, but dendritic cells have many protrusions which help in antigen identification. Right? I wish I had one. Yeah, these ones. This one, can you see these like protrusions, these dendritic cells? They contain, like, they help us like to identify antigens. The antigen sticks to this receptor and we present it to other immune cells. Another class, macrophages, they engulf something and present it on its membrane here. Another form of what? Antigen presentation. Microglia, again, they present antigens through these like funny hairs. They present cells, they present antigens, sorry. So now let's go back. Now we can answer A. B cells, true, I showed you. Macrophages, true. Neutrophils, it's false. T helper cells, so on T helper cells, that's D, right? T helper cells, that's not true. T helper cells are not antigen presenting cells. They do not present antigens. Antigens are presented to a T helper. Then macrophage like cells, this is true. Let me show you the macrophage like cells. Macrophage, what is happening here? These are the macrophage like cells. Let me show you these ones. They are macrophage like cells. Macroglia, they are macrophage like cells. Dendritic cells are macrophage like cells. So I think I did some justice there. Then yeah, let's move. I want to end by 12. Sorry, by 10. Interferons, this one I don't think they will ask it, but just appreciate that interferons help us to in terms of whenever you're infected by a virus, we have certain like hormones or immune modulators such as interferons, which help to protect us from the virus. Just appreciate that we have certain interferons which help us to protect us from the what? From the virus. So it means anything that has virus inside is true, because they protect us from the virus. So how do we protect us from the virus? Right? That's your question. So we protect ourselves from the virus by inhibiting things that the virus does. And these interferons, we should just appreciate the fact that they are specific. They only target viruses. They only target what viruses are, but I don't think it's necessary. Don't worry about that. But just know that A is true, because we are saying that it's something to do with the virus. We are inhibiting the function of a virus. Then B, interferons can inhibit viral replication again in neighboring uninfected host cells. This one on B is a bit tricky, but I don't, just appreciate this one. Just appreciate that is true, but you can always go and research. Then C, interferons trigger synthesis of antiviral proteins by infected cells. This is true. We're saying that the interferons are just helping us so that we don't get infected by the virus by destroying any cell that is infected by the virus, by promoting the destruction of that virus in that cell. Interferons are non-specific. Then E, interferons can be secreted into the extracellular fluid. Again, this is true. Alright, then 15. This one is don't worry about it. But number 15 is very important. The following are primary lymphoid organs. So primary lymphoid organs, they are two. The primary lymphoid organs is where we form our B cells and our T cells. They are the primary sites of their formation. So we have the bone marrow 1 and the thymus 2 only. Those are the only primary lymphoid organs. Other organs are secondary lymphoid organs. So here A is true, B is true, C, D, E are false. We have only two primary lymphoid organs.